Hey y'all, it is Asia, the fumbling farmer here. So last night I sat and I looked through the rest of my seeds to see what I'm ready to start planting next because I think it is about time for the next round of planting to come along. So let me show you what I did. So I went through and I sorted this direct sow in plant stand, plant along the fence, start indoors, direct sow in pots, and then direct sow in raised beds. And I kind of sorted through all the seeds that I have. A lot of them are herbs. The ones that are indoors are like squashes and watermelon and cucumbers and stuff like that that I know can't go out yet, but I want to get them started. And I have this like area around the fence that the weeds always start growing up. I don't have like a plot or anything. Like there's no raised bed there, but I just want to keep the weeds down because that's where I'm noticing a lot of the bad bugs have their eggs. But I want to have like good plants that'll attract good bugs. So anyway, I'm going to plant those along and just to make it look prettier too. So those are there. And then I created the little labels for each of them too. And I'm going to be kind of planting along. All right. So over here, I have these going. These are like the eggplants and the peppers. A couple marigolds in the pots over there. Some like feverfew and hyssop, and then the tomatoes are looking decent. Some of them are kind of purplish, but I don't know if they're supposed to be purple because some are purple and some aren't purple. So I don't know. They're looking better. And then let's see. Outside, oops, I had put some plants to kind of start hardening off. So mostly the flowers are out here. The rosemary, snapdragons, yarrow. I tried to put a basil out here. I don't think it did well. That's that one right there. Looks like it's struggling in life. And then the goji berry plants are out there too. And I planted a couple stuff in the planters and stuff, and things are coming up. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. All right. Okay. Let's go and get planting some of the things. I'm gonna go get set up in the back and then we'll get to planting. Okay, I'm set up outside. There's pollen everywhere, y'all. It's gross. But I'm going to plant up this little planter here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows in it. So I'm going to try to get that kind of planted up with stuff. I looked up like which plants grow the tallest, the herbs. I'm going to plant herbs in here, and so I'll put those on the top and then the other ones kind of at the bottom. Although I should have enough that it should be okay. It should fit fine. All right, so the first ones I'm going to start planting. Hey baby.
Can I help you?
Not right now. I just want to get this really quick before we have to take you on your play date, okay? All right, so the first one we're going to do is some stevia. All right, so I'm just going to take that and take a couple seeds out with my finger from this bag because it's staticky, so it's sticking to the edges, so I don't know if it would. My husband got like a medicinal herb mix thing for me, so that's what I'm planting up right now. I'm just loosen this up, sprinkle some of these in, cover them up kind of gently. That's a big chunk. I'm trying to take out any big chunks of stuff. Alright, I just realized you might not have been able to hear me when my head was turned the other way. But anyway, that's in there, and let me put the little label stick in there. Once I'm done planting all of these, I'll get everything watered in well, and then that will be that. The next thing I have is sweet marjoram. These seeds are tiny, so I'm going to take some of that. I think I'm going to do the same strategy where I'm just going to stick my finger in. Oh, that strategy is not going to work because these are round seeds. All right, how about a little pour into my hand? The stevia seeds were more feathery, so they kind of stuck. So that's like a lot of seeds in that little place, so I know I'm going to have to thin that out. Alright, so that was sweet marjoram in there. Okay, and then I'm going to put some catnip in the top too. These are also little round seeds. I'm just going to try to pour a couple in my hand. I should loosen up the dirt before. I don't know why I keep doing that. I don't loosen up the dirt. And then I'm here trying to balance seeds in my hand and loosen up dirt.
Do you need to balance them?
Nah, I got it. Thank you. You see how tiny these seeds are?
Oh, yeah. These are really good. These are really, if you had it stuck and if you were bleeding and you had it on there, it could burn the body. That would be bad.
Yep. All
Then
right.
you turn into a plant.
All right. Go ahead and sprinkle them in there. Okay. So I have
One right here.
most of my cilantro is kind of going to seed right now, so I'm going to plant just maybe 3 seeds. Excuse me, baby.
Cilantro is right here. Cilantro?
Let's put it here. Loosen it up. The soil's pretty dry. I'm going to have to water this good. Put it like over here. Push it down a little bit and then cover it up. Okay, then I have some Heal All. So I'm going to get that put in. Let's do it here. Now loosen that dirt up a little bit for me.
Yeah, I'm good at making
Alright. Alright, you ready?
Yep. Well, these are really tiny seeds too. Really tiny.
Alright, and put the little label in there.
Okay.
Here, you want to do it? And then the last thing I'm going to put in here is I have some orange yellow thyme.
Ooh.
So I was like, oh, that sounds really interesting.
So now you're gonna do something.
I might have got pulled in by the name and the pretty picture. But
it's all about the taste.
yeah, it is all about the taste. So we're going to find out
Yep.
if Mama got tricked by the name and the pretty picture. Oh my goodness. Look how tiny these seeds are.
You can't even see it in the
That's
camera.
crazy.
They're
Okay.
really tiny. Why are all of these seeds really tiny? I think these are the tiniest.
I think I need some scissors. Can you? Oh, hold on. I got shears right here. They're covered in pollen.
I don't like that.
Yeah, but
No, you don't know that.
they should be able to cut. All right, give me that. I'm gonna loosen up one of these things.
Okay, well, can I do it on?
All right, the thing that messes me up with this planter is that I forget to water, and then everything dries out. So
That's
here, can
bad.
you hold this, please?
Yeah, these are really tiny.
I know. Maybe I should.
I think these are watermelon seeds for some reason.
Nah, girl, watermelon seeds are definitely bigger than that.
I know. I want to have a watermelon garden someday.
Yeah.
Can I have some? Do you have some watermelon garden?
I'll have some watermelon seeds. Here, hold this again, please.
Can I go plant them right now?
Not right now.
Oh man. After this video, can I plant this?
Hold on, baby. Hold on. Alright. But I'm going to kind of cover up those seeds there. Put the label in. Let's see this. I'm going to put these back in this packet. It's kind of good that they're staticky. They don't fall out too much everywhere. I'm going to save those seeds out altogether because I might need to put them in another pot if I can't keep them alive in here. Alright, now we are going to water this thing, and then that's going to be it. Then I got to take baby girl out to her play date. So that's what the whole thing looks like. We're going to water it and then be on our way. So I'll be back for the other planting of stuff, and we'll do a quick little tour too. Okay, y'all, I didn't get back outside. I was ferrying kids around and everything yesterday, so I ended up not being able to get outside. So it's Saturday morning now, and I just spent a little bit of time rearranging my indoor grow thing. So these up here are all different varieties of peppers and eggplants. I have 2 different varieties of eggplants. Oh, and there's one roselle. This is roselle up here. That's growing. So I have that. I rearranged that, so I have this whole space here to put the summer plants that I'm about to start indoors. These are like my feverfew and hyssop and a couple of tomato plants, marigolds, amaranth back there. The flies are driving me crazy. That's why I got these things going on. So that's that set up there. And then the tomatoes are coming along here. They're looking a little spindly, and some of them are looking really purple, but some of them are not. And I'm doing the same thing. So I'm wondering if these are just varieties that I know, like Brad's Atomic Grape back here and the Black Beauty have a lot of that anthocyanin or whatever it is that make like the black colored tomatoes or darker colored tomatoes. So I'm wondering if that's just what they're supposed to look like, is kind of have those purple stems. Whereas, what are you? The Sarole, I think it's called, doesn't really. So I hope, I mean, these are still kind of looking kind of spindly. I mean, they definitely look a lot better than they did before I repotted them. Thicker stems and everything, but I don't know. And then these ones I just felt like needed to stay still close to the light. So they're on my little makeshift light closer upper thing here. So that's what I got going on. And then this shelf is completely empty. This shelf I can put more stuff on. So when I go start my seeds today, then that's ready to start. And then I went out and I put a whole bunch of plants out here all along my steps to kind of start to what do you call it, to start harden off. So today I'll leave them out for a little bit. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, they just been out there trying to survive. And they've been doing fine. I potted some snapdragons and yarrow in pots, and they've been doing okay. Some nasturtiums I put into pots just out there, and they've been doing fine. So they've been doing okay. I'm definitely going to take my time with my eggplants and my peppers when I harden them off, and actually follow the 2 hour, like 1 hour one day and then 2 hours and 3 hours and do that. But for these other babies, the flowers, I have so many of them that I'm okay if it's a little rough out there for them. I think. Okay, so we have a to-do list today. On our to-do list, I want to build my other trellis. I want to finish my tomato trellis. I want to get some stuff planted outside in pots and beds. I got to water everything. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, y'all, it is Sunday. I'm about to go outside and see how I did on our to-do list. Okay. But first I wanted to show you this. I already showed these, but I just wanted you to see them from the side because it's like the best my seedlings have ever looked. So these are the peppers and the eggplants from the side. And so I'm really kind of proud of that. Those looking pretty good. These ones are like the Datil peppers, which are like the free seeds I got. They're super extra hot peppers. So they're kind of tiny, but I don't know if that's what they're supposed to look like. Now, we ain't gonna talk about the tomatoes. Poor little babies. Okay, so let's go outside. You already saw these seedlings yesterday. Look at my coleus. Look how pretty those are. I have to get them separated and planted out, but I'm not ready for that yet. I got a little bit cold here last night, so my basil kind of, this is the red Reuben basil, looked a little rough, but we'll see. Okay, so I went around yesterday and I planted all kinds of seeds. I don't even know what I planted where, really. I just kind of like magically sprinkled little secret surprises everywhere. And I added labels some places, like bachelor buttons are in here. So when these come up here and I see the similar things coming up other places, then I'm like, oh, I know what it is. So that's my plan with that. So I did that. I planted like celosia seeds everywhere. and bachelor button seeds everywhere. And like these are the yarrow plants that I put into the ground. This is coming along here. On my trellis, I have determined that these are, oh, my glasses fell off, cosmos. But then I came in here and I planted like the cucamelons along the edge here, or like they're called Mexican sour gherkins too. But I also planted some sweet peas here just for like a splash of color and nice scent. I do want to come along here and kind of pin this up. But look at this nice big flower. It's gonna bud. But these are like falling down and I kind of want them to go climb up a little bit better. So I have to get some clips, I think, and clip them up there. But I'm happy with that. All right, I'm gonna bring you, where am I gonna bring you? I guess I'll bring you into the back from this side. So let's do that. If I can get in my gate. There we go. Okay. So, in Nyla's garden, I dug up some morning glory seeds that had been coming up in her bed and put them here so that they'll go up the trellis. And then I planted like a butterfly mix in there. I gave her some solar lights. She also, I think, has either cosmos or zinnias. I think these are zinnias because she had those in her garden last year, so I just left those ones there. All right. And then Anissa's garden has a lot of stuff coming up already. There's like black-eyed Susans. I forgot what those are called, but they're tall and they're pretty. I put some yarrow in there, but I also planted some of like the celosia and bachelor's buttons and stuff in like the empty spots. So that's there. These buckets are still empty. These are waiting for the peppers and maybe eggplants. I don't know yet. I put these tomato cages I used last year. You know how like these kinds are never tall enough for actual real life tomatoes? So I took wire and I put them together. And it actually worked out last year. It was pretty sturdy. It worked out well, but I'm gonna try cucumbers in these grow bags and have them grow up these and see how that works. All right, I did get my tomato trellis finished. So it is all done. I gotta fill in that hole down there. I'm going to take the leaves off of the garlic, put compost down, and then put the leaves back on again. And then I have like these hooks up here, and I'm going to put string on those hooks, and that's going to be like what my tomatoes grow up. Ooh, I think I got straw in my boot and it's really itching me. Oh. Hold on, I gotta make an adjustment. You could look at my garden while I adjust my boot. Okay, so here's kind of the tomato trellis this way. So I'm gonna have 2 rows of tomatoes, one planted along the front, one planted along the back, and they'll all grow up the strings. Hopefully that would be tall enough. I think it's like 8 feet or 10 feet tall. I forget how tall it is. Okay, so that's that there. I still have to put my tools away. I came through and built this trellis here. It's not going to have anything growing this side, but this side I have to figure out something that's going to grow up there. All right, I planted in this bed, I put basil somewhere, and I put borage down at the end, and my plan is to like repot them and move them around once they come up, kind of thing. I also put down this straw, and y'all, I'm a little nervous about the straw because I can't remember if I'm supposed to use straw or if I'm supposed to use hay. And one of them comes with a whole bunch of seeds in it, and people have used it and then gotten really upset because they end up like weeding like crazy. But I think it was hay you're not supposed to use, and straw you are supposed to use. So anyway, in order to mitigate any damage, I only did this bed and that bed and the potatoes at the end, and I didn't cover the other beds yet. I'm gonna kind of wait a little bit and see how it goes. Okay, let's keep on going. My lettuce is gorgeous. Look at her, she's just gorgeous and tastes good too. We had tacos the other day. I came out and picked some lettuce from here and from down there. I planted a row of marigolds in there. I put a whole bunch in these, like, oh, let's see, in the little pots I put like sweet alyssum, the dwarf variety. There's my calendula, look it, so happy. All right, that bed is still empty. I got a whole bunch of these solar lights just to put along, just because I'm extra. So I put carrots in here, like a rainbow carrot blend. There's the sign for it. So this one I just covered up with mulch and said, let's see what happens. This one, you're supposed to put a piece of wood like exactly on it, and it keeps it from drying out. But my piece of wood was too long and I didn't want to cut it because it's the perfect length for the bed. So it's kind of just offering shade at the moment. So we'll see what happens. Also, I got this tool. It's kind of cool. It's like a weeding tool kind of thing. You can just run it along and it scrapes up all the weeds. And then this is good for like digging in and getting the roots out if it has any big chunky roots. So it's a pretty cool tool. Helps loosen up the dirt nicely too when you're planting, if you're just like trying to plant a little bit. All right, those are parsnips. I've come to a conclusion officially that they are, and I think because I put compost on it, the greenery looks really good, but I don't think it's growing anything down at the bottom. So eventually I'll pick it and roast parsnips is on our menu. And then in here is little radishes coming through. There's some more underneath there, but I don't want to jack it up too much, but they're in there, little babies. So hopefully they have enough time before it gets super hot. Nothing is in that bed yet. I put some holy basil in that pot there, purple basil planted in that pot there, added some lemon balm to that pot there. All right, then we have the accidental lettuce that spilled. It's really fun. It's like this curly leaf lettuce. And so on the tacos too, I picked a couple of these leaves and included them in the taco dressings. So that was kind of delicious. All right, so here is my, what do you call these things? Brussels sprouts. They did go to seed, and when they go to seed, you're not going to get any more Brussels sprouts. So if you look in between here, this is where, I don't know if y'all could see that. This is where the Brussels sprout would be. Is right there in between, but since it's going to seed, it actually is making little flowers there too. So that's that. My broccoli, I took off the main head. It was teeny tiny, but it's making more little heads down there, so I could probably cut these and throw them into like a little salad or something like that. And then the garlic's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. And I picked off some caterpillars off of these the other day, 2 of them, but these are supposed to be cauliflowers, but they're not really doing anything. I don't see anything happening, but we just leave them there. I'm not ready to plant anything in this bed yet, so we'll just leave it and let's see what happens. All right, my thyme is going to flower here, sweet baby. And then look at my chives, they're so sweet, go into flower as well. So what you can do is you can cut these off and soak them in like a oil kind of thing and make like a kind of garlic chive olive oil sort of thing. All right, this bed here I planted, oh Lord, some peas down along here, I think. And this is my sage. The sage is looking good. It's happy with that compost it got. I do think some spinach came up over here that I planted. Here's one, and here's one. So I think that's spinach. All right, these are chives, also a different type, I think. The cilantro bush is like ridiculous. Like, what is that? Like, who does that? What is that? It's going to seed though, so eventually I'll pull it up. But right now I'm just letting it do its thing. I'm happy to report to you, I put some sweet peas in here, so they'll grow up and give a pop of color and good smell. And I'm happy to report that my peas are coming up. I went back in and planted some in between also, but they're coming up in between there, so I'm happy with that. My oregano and my mint is looking pretty amazing. It always gets out of control, so I have to do better at like cutting it and using it and giving it to people and stuff like that. Okay, what else is happening around here? Oh, I put potatoes in here. I got 3 kinds of potatoes: Yukon Gold, purple purple something. Purple beauty, purple something. There's supposed to be a stick in here. But I don't know what happened to my stick. I see the Yukon Gold stick. Where'd you go, stick? Come here. Here, stick, stick, stick. I see no stick. I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, one of these days I came out here and something had dug up the potato. So I pushed it back down in there and that's that. And German butterballs too. Potatoes. Alright, here's my blueberry bushes. They're so happy looking. So this buddy has little flowers on it growing. This one has a few flowers, not that many. This one also just only has a few flowers. That's alright. Okay, what else we got going on here? That's some more cilantro. That's Thai basil planted in that one. That's why I wasn't too worried if my basil didn't make it through the cold. Alright, so that's all of that. And now let's see. I'm kind of proud of everything I got done. It was a good spring break. I got that trellis put up. I got my tomato thing finally built, which was starting to become a thing in my head where I was like, oh my gosh, it's never going to happen. But it did, so I'm glad. Let's see what else. Look at this. We're like growing wheat over here inadvertently underneath the bird feeders. Look at a sweet little fairy my daughter hung up here. I kind of like it. I put sweet alyssum in the little tree hole back there. I've added some dirt. The leaf pile had gone all the way down and I had like piles in the corner, so I scooped them up and added it, and hopefully those will go down and I can get the last little bit. I really don't want leaves hanging around everywhere. That's that. Alright, let's go out the other side. And this is my cute little, sweet little kind of shade garden. So I have like the vinca coming up. And I'm making these sweet little purple flowers. And then what I do is once it stops blooming is I'll take the vines and just wrap them in and out of the fence here so that they don't touch the ground and start making more plants, because they can take over like crazy. I'm always pulling them back, trying to keep them in control. But I do really like the purple flowers over here. That's a foxglove I put in a pot. I might move it into the ground. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, a couple different hostas with the pretty different variegated leaves. There's chrysanthemums in here. I think those little pointy things are lilies of the valley. There is a, oh Lord, what's that thing? Azalea. Some of those hellebore plants that bloom in the early spring. And then calla lilies are the pointy ones in the back. And then I also came through and planted some bachelor buttons and some of the celosia and stuff like that here. So I'm pretty happy with this. This is actually one of my favorite spots right now. I don't know why, but I just like it. So that's that. I still have a mound of compost available for usage. Let's go check the mailbox garden. I don't think there's anything really exciting at the mailbox garden, but I planted some stuff. But there's nothing like blooming that's really exciting right now. But we could go take a look. Okay. So we have the sedum. This is a lily. These are balloon flowers. I put a nasturtium in here. It's supposed to be like a trailing nasturtium, so I'm hoping it comes over kind of the edge. My tulips are going out. What else? This is those like tall, it comes up tall spiky flowers. I did some of celosia back there too. I feel like I put something up there too, but I can't remember. And then I put some of like the little dwarf alyssum along the outside. I like it to look like the flowers are trying to escape their little box. So I put some of the dwarf alyssum here. So we'll see if those grow. All right, let's mosey on back down the thing. My neighbors are probably like, what is this lady doing? Like, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know your next door to famous YouTuber. Just kidding. It's not that serious. Okay, so then my front bed here, these are Shasta daisies back there. They have never bloomed, but their greenery looks really good this year, so I'm hopeful. And then that's the hydrangea. There's more of the lilies, a couple more, what do you call those? Hostas. This is my lavender. And then I have here my bleeding heart. The flowers are so sweet. But this plant like struggles. It looks better than it did last year, but that's not saying much. Okay, there's more hostas in here. This soil is really clayey. I didn't like do the amending that I should have. So these plants are just trying to make it in life. I want to put those coleuses that I had on the deck, I want to put them around the bird bath here. And another hydrangea, some of these onion flowers. I got like one of those giant allium things. And look at this. Let's see if you can see it. It started coming up and something keeps nibbling it back down. So I'm kind of annoyed at something. I don't know what I'm annoyed at, but I'm annoyed at it. All right, and that, my friends, brings us back to the beginning. That's what I did during my spring break. I went and visited my mom and my daddy, and then I worked on garden stuff. So I hope you liked the video. Thank you for saying. I know this one was a little long because it was like a whole week full of compiled stuff. Let me know if you have questions, suggestions. Tell me what you think about the the straw stuff, wheat straw stuff. Am I going to regret that? And anything else you notice or question or wonder, let me know. All right, like and subscribe. My videographer has been away at camp, so in honor of her, I have to go pick her up in a little bit. Like and subscribe. That's what she would tell me. She'd be there gesturing behind me. And happy gardening, y'all.